Please listen carefully.
Hi everyone, welcome to episode 24 of Hypothetical Siblings. My name's Lainey.
My name's Nick.
And I'm in a weird mood.
You're in a really weird mood. I don't know why you're in a weird mood.
Because I'm tired, but happy.
Why are you tired?
Because I slept at my friend's house and her...
Oh, you did? That was last night.
Her bed's creaky. And also, I may have been unsober last night.
Unsober?
So my sleep was fucking hard. You know?
I feel that energy.
But I also was like, hello at 7:30.
Good. Yeah? So besides staying at your friend's house, what did your week look like?
So you already know this, but I got to see episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, in a movie theater last night.
Yeah, you did.
Which was weird because I've never seen any of the old Star Wars movies in movie theaters.
Oh, and well, yeah.
Because
sure.
we were...
I thought you were about to tell me that you hadn't seen any of the old Star Wars movies, and I was going to call you A, a liar, and B, flip this table.
So that was really fun. They're all really long, well, I guess I don't know if they all are, but that movie seemed really long. It's like 2 hour.
I think it's like 2:15 or something
I don't know.
that.
But I think it's just because in that specific movie, there's lots of action and good parts, but also just
lots of talking.
Lots of talking. Yeah, for sure. So I really enjoyed it. And also I feel like it ends at a weird place. Not really, because Lando and Chewie go to find Jabba the Hutt, and then Leia and Luke are on some fucking ship and just looking out into space. And I was like,
because they lost. That's the whole thing with Empires at the end. The good guys have lost.
But it seemed like such a personal loss. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I feel like maybe that wasn't translated to me very well because it wasn't it wasn't like their whole base got destroyed and everyone died. It was like they had a bad time because Han got frozen and Luke lost his hand.
Yeah.
But, also it probably would have been a lot better if I was seeing it for the first time. Because I kept thinking while we were sitting there, what would it feel like to watch this opening night,
Right.
And with the whole twist with the I am your father thing, and also Yoda is hilarious.
Muppet Yoda, best Yoda.
I forget that.
Fuck ketamine frog.
I forget that he's like that. It is literally
all
so
weird
funny.
And bonking on people and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, stealing his shit, and he's took a flashlight from Luke and starts fucking hitting R2 because he's trying to get it back.
Correct.
What a good spot. Other than that, my week was pretty much just working. I ran for the first time in a while.
Hey, there you go.
My nose piercing kept falling out.
While you were running?
No, during the week.
Okay. Just sitting there bing,
no, I kept waking up and it would be out of my nose.
That's weird.
From naps and from sleep. And I don't know why. I don't know what's going on.
All right.
I don't know. I feel like more exciting stuff happened to me, but also I just kind of felt like a normal week. I did school. Oh. I'm doing on my art Instagram account, Lainey.art, just to slide that promo in there. Plug it. I'm doing a spooky drawing or painting every single day. And that's been super fun. I didn't do it yesterday because I worked from 7 to 4 and then immediately went to celebrate my friend's brother's birthday.
Should've woke up at 5. Nerd.
I had done it, yeah. But that just means that I have to do 2 today. And it's been so fun, but also made me realize that I'm not practiced at watercolor.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, I'll do watercolor. Like, no big deal.
Yeah.
I'll fucking do it. It'll look great. It'll be great. And then turns out it's rough. And I'm like, every time I post something, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good. But if I just drew it in pencil or did acrylic, it would look better. But at least I'm practicing.
Yeah, true. That's the whole point of Inktober, isn't it? Is that you...
It's not Inktober,
Why is
Nick.
it? So why is it not Inktober, even though you're doing basically the same thing as Inktober?
Because I'm not following like a list. I'm just kind of doing whatever. And also, it's not ink. It's watercolor. Like, Inktober is supposed to be for like people who use pens and actual fucking ink.
I feel like it's more of like a... Just you get to do art every day. That's always what I felt it, you know?
I understand, but no.
Okay. All right. As someone who is much more removed from the artistic community than you, I will believe you.
Thank you for trusting me.
I have like weird, I don't know what is on my arm, but there's like sticky, like right here.
That's
But like candle wax.
Whoa.
Yeah, like oil, you
No!
know? Yeah.
What?
I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't. I think sticky is the worst feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Because like I'll take wet over sticky.
Oh, I'll take wet over sticky every single day.
What else is there? Like besides, because it can't be temperature, right?
No. It's like a
dry
feeling. Yeah,
dry. Is dry just normal though, or is dry like extra dry, like flaky?
Flaky. Listen, I'm not in charge of this. I just think sticky's the worst.
Sticky is the worst.
Like how being confused is the worst.
Do you find yourself confused often?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I just know. I would rather know what's going on and be angry or like sad or then be just not know what the fuck's going on. Like, I hate that so much. Tell me what's going on, you know? God.
Why are you so angry? Why are you so aggro?
Aggro?
Aggro.
Stop.
Stop.
Collaborate and listen?
Why is it a question?
Because I don't know if it's a listen.
It is. I also had a week. I did things.
Are they exciting?
One of them that I'm going to talk about is interesting, I think, because I would be interested to see how you feel about it.
Okay.
So, this game...
I'm going to judge you.
All right, that's fine. Most people do anyway. Really, everyone judges everyone. It's just a matter of how much they actually care about that judgment. You know what I mean?
Cool.
So, this game that I've been talking about on the podcast and just in general, Infinity, that I've been playing with my friends, right? The D&D, the tabletop war game. No? Nothing? Okay. Well, I have a bunch of figures now. And I have assembled the figures and primed the figures and, you know, like everything up to. And now the only thing left to do has been to paint them. Right? Exactly. Yeah. Her eyes just lit up for those of you who aren't looking at her right now.
Which is everyone.
Unless, I mean, I don't know. Maybe the Germans have a camera somewhere in here.
That'd be cool. What's
Germans,
hello?
I don't know.
I feel like we know it.
No, I feel like it's like... We know thank you is Dankeschön.
And,
welcome is willkommen.
Oh, no, I didn't.
There's another German thing.
There's something we know.
I don't know.
Dad, if you're listening, please...
Give us the German.
Give us your info.
But anyway, so the painting has to happen now, right? So how that works is you basically paint the whole model one color that is going to be a base color, so that anything that you don't paint is that color, right? And it makes the process a whole lot simpler so that you don't have to, with a brush, go over every detail of a 28 millimeter model, right? Holy God. I don't know if it's just because they are so small, because you're trying to get a good detail on them, or what the situation is. But between me and my friend who has done this before, because he was showing me how to do it, it took us 5 hours to do 12 models.
Yeah, that's called art, baby.
Yeah, it took fucking forever. it was fun, you know. And the horrible thing about it is you're hunched over the whole time because you have to use the table to brace your arm, and then you're looking at a really small thing, so you're real focused. So after like an hour, your back is just on fire, and you're like, well, no option but to keep going, you know.
I had that same experience pretty much whenever I paint because I have bad posture. Mm-hmm. One difficult thing was when I was painting those 3 foot by 3 foot canvases.
Yeah.
Because there's just like...
Well, you have to have either a giant easel or do it on the ground, right?
Right, which I don't have a giant easel, so I was doing it on the ground, and there were a plethora of positions that I had to weasel
like
into, and all of them hurt my body.
Good. Just the whole thing, just racked with pain.
Yeah.
But as I'm doing it, I was like, Lainey would love the fuck out of this. Absolutely you would. Because then you get to go back over with like a dry brush with like silver and do a little bit on the gun or a little bit on the sword to kind of give it some like reflective. And then Griff, my friend, is talking about doing gray on certain pieces of the black to like make it look like there's like light. Exactly.
Yeah.
But I was like, goddamn, absolutely does Lainey need to do this. So in the future, when I get minis, I'll just hand them off to you with the correct paints and say, good luck.
Great. I'm looking forward to it.
Or, I mean, we could just paint the D&D minis, which I think that you would have a fun time with.
Yeah, but those are like so small.
That's the size of what I was painting.
That's awful.
Well, it's a challenge, right? It's just being able to do the details and shit. Like, he was handing me brushes that are like 5 hairs. And I'm like, oh, okay.
You know what's funny is I'm pretty good at art, whatever.
You are.
Painting inside the lines is a challenge for me. And just drawing. So, like, someone hands me a color book. I'm like, oh, I can do this. No, I can't. It's all free form for me, baby.
Yeah. So besides that, I went to work a little bit. There was I'm not going to talk about that. There was a thing that happened at work, but I'm not going to talk about it.
Okay.
What else? Been hustling on that Bumble Tinder game still. Met a girl. She's 4'11".
It's pretty cool.
That's wild. That's 1 inch taller than a legal dwarf.
Yes.
And I don't think that I understood how short that actually was until I met her in person. I was like, oh, like, because I'm, 6 foot, 6'1", somewhere in there. And so standing next to her, I'm like, oh, this is the size of like one of our cousins.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, my friend who lives in Oregon is 5 foot even.
Yeah.
One time she went to the doctor and they said, oh, you're actually 4'11". And she was so upset because that 5 foot mark meant something.
Right. Because,
and then next time she went, they were like, oh, no, you're 5 foot.
You said that's what I fucking thought.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, and you.
And so that's cool. I mean, she's cool. But other than that, I mean, the dating game is awful. It's just a nightmare. I don't think I talked about it last week. Did I talk about my bad date last week?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure at least.
I think that I did too. Yeah, man. Internet dating, or I guess just dating in general, is real rough hours. It's just a bad time. But really, besides that, I finished The Last of Us. I already knew what happened, but I finally played through the whole thing. What a feel-bad game.
Really?
Well, it's just like you get to the end and one of the protagonists is just a piece of shit.
I hate that.
But it's good storytelling, right? And so you're like, but you're like, and then the game is forcing you to do things because it's like, no, pull the trigger, and you're like, I don't want to. I want to sit down and not do anything. You know what I mean? So when I save up a little bit more money, I'll be playing The Last of Us 2 and seeing what's going on there now that I'm fresh out of The Last of Us 1. I don't know what other video games I want to play because I have a couple, but they're all really long form RPGs. like The Witcher and Yakuza and shit like that. And I'm like, I don't want to sit down and not know what's going on. I just want to sit down and beat up a monster or shoot a guy and then leave. You know?
Exactly.
That's the form of video game that I need in my life right now.
We need to play fucking Fable again. I will forever. That is such a fun
Can we?
name.
Oh, it's not a disc, so it'll still work on the hard drive. Yeah, we should be able to do that. Because it's on the Xbox.
Right, I know. That's why I'm sad.
We can still play it.
How?
It's not a disc. It's on the hard drive.
Oh.
Yeah.
I understand now.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun. We should do that.
It's pretty rad.
My friend was talking to me this week about Breath of the Wild prequel.
Yes.
That's real life?
So it's not. It doesn't play like Breath of the Wild. It is a prequel. It's called Age of Calamity because it's, hey, here's what happened before Link got put to sleep for 100 years.
Okay.
So it's the big battle with Ganon and the Guardians and everything like that. But you get to play as all of the Guardians and Link and Zelda and whatever.
Yeah, he was telling me that.
Which is cool, but it's kind of like a hack and slash game where it's like you're on a battlefield and there's just hundreds of monsters and you're just killing super hundreds of monsters like it's nothing, which is cool, but I think makes for very repetitive gameplay, right?
Yeah.
So I'm more interested in watching like the cutscenes than anything, right?
Right.
So we'll see what happens when it comes out because I think it's supposed to come out in like November or something like that.
Yeah, because he said something about how they're making the prequel to like hold us off for the sequel or something.
I think so because they already announced the sequel.
Okay. Yeah.
And there's like a trailer for the sequel and shit like that. And then this came out and we're like, is it, right? So, but very excited because Breath of the Wild is a good video game.
Yeah, I stopped because I was bad at, I kept getting stuck in like the temples.
Yeah, the shrines.
There was this one where you have to move it like like motion controls. Yeah. I could not get it, and I started just walking around as Link trying to do it that way, and I was like low-key kind of close with Link, and I was like, but yeah, then I stopped.
Yeah, those motion control ones are some fuck shit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool stuff in that game though, and honestly, I think that if I were you, go back to it, find those motion control shrines, and then when I come over for Sunday dinner, just have me do them for you because fuck that.
I'll do that.
Yeah,
I would love to do that.
Yeah, because that's a good game, and I don't want you to miss out on the rest of that good game because of that one thing.
Yeah. Okay. Also, you're talking about The Last of Us reminded me that I've been continuing to watch Hannibal. I have finished season 1 and season 2, I think. Wow, I love that show so much.
Yeah.
It's so good. I just need to tell everyone that it's so good and that you should watch it. But if you get scared easily, watch it in the day and don't watch too much of it at one time.
Fair enough.
Or if you don't like gross things, because there are some gross things in there.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's Hannibal.
Yeah. The eating of people, surprisingly, is not gross. Because it's... Or at least, I don't think that they make it that way because he's a really, really good cook. So it just shows him cooking stuff that's like a liver or a kidney or just, meat from some area. So it's not like...
kidney is not good food.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or
a
liver.
tongue one time.
Well, I've tried tongue and I've tried liver. And I'm like, yeah, sure, I can get that. And apparently the closest flesh type that we are to an animal is pork.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So that's really good. And Hannibal says funny stuff when they sit down to eat, like, isn't it nice to have old friends for dinner?
Yeah.
And I'm like
double entendre.
So. So yeah. I also, what's so funny is I played Lego Star Wars more than I watched Star Wars as a kid, right? Because it was long and I wasn't really interested in the movies.
Yeah.
So, but playing Lego Star Wars was always super fun. So I was watching Empire Strikes Back last night and being like, I remember this in the Lego game. That was so fun.
Oh my God.
So that was really good.
That is good.
Also, because it was like a rented out theater for his birthday, we got to like talk during it.
Yeah, and just
and
like
so
yell
I kept
bullshit.
just fucking saying shit about it. That was so funny.
Yeah, well, because I didn't know that the theaters are doing that for so cheap now.
Right.
And that makes me want to go do something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only thing is, so because it was a Star Wars movie, I was like, do we get to just watch any movie? Like, but they have a list, which makes sense. Like, you can't just be like,
Pop this in, playa. You can't just be like, give me that, you know?
yeah.
You can't just walk in and be like, Bum Fights 3, let's go.
Fucking bum fights.
Fuck.
So yeah. Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. And so let's move on to our topic for the week. No? What's happening? Do you not remember
forgot
what our
what
topic
it
is?
was,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ. You have it is that not what that is written down right there?
No.
Oh. What is that? Yes, good.
Yes, good. So our topic for this week is basically the Transformer situation.
The situation.
But instead of machinery and vehicles, it's food.
So, Transformers, but food.
Mm-hmm.
Why is the first food that I think of immediately a hot dog?
Oh my god, I thought of a banana.
What is it? Because it's like roughly people shaped, or that it can more easily become people shaped. Also, what is happening here? Like, is the food coming alive, or is
Yes,
it like
so-
infested with nanomachines that are like making it using it as a body?
No. So the food, I mean, if we're following Transformers, morphs into a different shape.
Gets hit with the food spark and is now alive.
And is now alive. Yeah, so I don't have like lots of memories about Transformers. It didn't impact me a lot. I didn't really.
It's not very. The new movies that you are familiar with are not very impactful.
So the only scene that I remember
Sam Witwicky.
is when like people's toasters and shit are coming alive
Yes.
and like fucking them up.
So that, but a banana.
So that, but food.
What is the weapon of a banana? Because Because if they're Transformers, they have like gun arms and shit. So is it
Like the peel turns into like barrels and it fucking like blow darts
you.
like shit.
Oh god. My house is being assaulted by tribal bananas.
So Nick, what do you do?
It's a bad time because
It's a really bad
you have
time.
to just fight for everything that you eat now.
Yeah.
Or is it now better? Because at what point is it considered food, and is it all food, or does it have to? Because like how there are cars in the Transformers universe that are obviously not Transformers, right? So is this a situation in which only certain food is Transformers, or is it everything is now Transformer food? Transfoodmers. Just punch that microphone.
So they're just like Transformers are obviously the foods from space that have always been alive and are just trying to fucking chill on Earth, right?
But how do we recognize it as food if it's always been alive? Like, are they just okay with getting eaten and then sometimes they only pop out? Like, is it a single turkey that is a Transformer, or is it like the race of turkey?
No, it's like Transformers, how like only certain ones are at first, and then the whole deal with the food spark is that it can turn normal
I
food
see.
into Transformers.
So, okay. Well, assassinations with a food former would be
Easy.
incredibly easy because you just wait, because you can't wait to get bit, right? Because that hurts. So you have to wait until they like bring you up to their face, and then you just done, over,
Boom.
right
Get
in the
'em.
eyeball.
Get them.
I think that there is a clear division between good and bad food formers. Like how between the Autobots and the Decepticons, like the Decepticons are all like tanks and jet fighters and helicopters, and the good guys are like a Camaro, a Vespa. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that the food is either going to have a division in healthy and unhealthy, and that is what's going to be the division between good and bad, or it's going to be a flavor profile thing. Like
Like
all of
savory versus sweet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they're going to be opposites, right? Or so I guess it'd be sweet and sour and savory and what's the opposite of savory?
I don't know.
Bitter? What's bitter? What's bitter's opposite?
See, that's the thing is I don't think there
And what
are
is
very
umami?
good opposites. I forgot what umami is.
All
It's
right.
a taste though.
It is a taste.
I think that's why we should go like well, see, that's hard though because I feel like healthy and unhealthy people are like, oh, but
a banana is actually not healthy for you.
Exactly, yeah.
No, fuck them. I mean, like, candy necklace versus tribe of bananas.
okay,
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And now that I've said the words tribe of bananas, either just there and before, I want nothing more than a tribe of bananas.
Well, and one thing about food is
Or is
that
it a single bunch of bananas that unfolds and turns into like a body?
an octopus.
An octopus.
One thing about food that's a lot different from Transformers is the size because it's not common at least that there is food that large. And if there is, like...
Well, like, is a roast pig, like, can that thing just get up and start walking around?
I hope the fuck not because you know how terrifying that would be?
I hope the fuck not. Bad.
I got to help spit roast a pig when I went to Washington with our cousin to the farm. And
Weren't you a fan of that?
just seeing it laying there, like while people.
Well, pigs are big, or can be. Like, fuck.
How are you not afraid of pigs? Like, how is anyone not afraid of pigs?
Because they said, cute piggy, and they think a pig is like maybe 2 feet long. But pigs are fucking giant. They're mean as shit, and they're basically invincible.
And they're hella smart too.
Yeah, true.
Like
Like
shit.
you described at the farm, said farmer throwing a pitchfork like a javelin at a pig and having it bounce off of its armor.
It literally bounced off its ass, and it then afterwards, instead of charging at my cousin and I, it just kind of walked back to its cage like nothing fucking happened. You know?
Pigs confirmed invincible.
Yeah, for real. And also, can we talk about how they're omnivores?
Yeah.
How fucking scary is that? You throw anything in there, fucking, you're done.
True.
There was an episode just in Hannibal recently where some guy was using pigs to eat people.
Yeah. Dispose of the body.
Like, holy shit.
Yup.
And there are just so many horror movies that have to do with pigs. Saw has pigs in it.
Yeah.
Carrie.
Yep.
Others that I'm having.
Isn't there a pig thing in Until Dawn? I feel like there's a pig thing in Until Dawn.
I think that's only if you choose the gore one as like being scary to you, which isn't really.
But what was the question? It was gore versus something else.
It narrows it all down, so everything.
No, I know, but everything it's like spider or snake, clown or this thing. Scarecrow, exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah. So.
Also, what fools! I would just enter whoa.
Fucking brain stroke.
Had a stroke. I would just answer not honestly. Oh my
There's
god.
big stroke happening. What the fuck? Yeah, because they'd be like spider or snake, and then he's like, "Oh, well, those snakes are pretty scary."
Yeah, I'm so scared of snakes.
I saw a video recently of a snake not slithering but moving in a straight line.
How does that even work?
Their muscles turn into like little feet on the bottom of their body and just inch it forward, and it's fucking horrifying.
I would like to see that.
But they do it on surfaces where they can't slither, like silk and shit like that, where they just can't get traction. They're just like yeah, it's horrible. But back to the food thing. Is it like the banana bunch thing, where like a bunch of bananas is one being? Or like, because what happens with a bag of chips? Like, are all the chips individual, or is it like a swarm of bees?
I think it can be either. So
Okay.
It depends on the form that it is.
To be a food former, that's a chip.
Yeah, that's true. Just one fucking chip.
Just dead.
Because if
Pringle looking ass.
Because if you use the food spark,
yes,
depending on the form that it's in, I think changes it. So if you have one banana and there's the food spark, then it's just the
Just
one
the one
banana.
banana.
But if
you
they're
have
all
the bunch
connected,
and you, then it is all banana.
and then I think that the food formers that have come to Earth from wherever, like it just depends on what form they're in, and I think it can be either.
And can they? Because the Transformers the Transformers can scan a new vehicle and become that vehicle. Can the food change forms? Is it restricted to, okay, if you are a vegetable or a fruit, do you have to stay a vegetable or fruit? Or can you turn into a meat?
I think that the food formers from outer space can, because they are like beings that maybe have same like color changeability as like cuttlefish and
so there are now tiers of food former, like there are tiers of vampire.
Right, because it's different with like machines, because a screw is a screw and can be used in different forms, right? But food is like, what are you gonna? So I feel like the ones that are come alive from Earth with the food spark can change their form slightly, but not like crazy, not opposite,
Like
not
red apple to green apple, but
Right.
not apple to watermelon.
right.
I see.
Yeah, because we gotta follow laws of creation and destroyed type of thing. You know what I'm talking about?
I love the laws of creation and destroyed. Those are my favorite physics laws. Jesus. So yeah, is the division then healthy, unhealthy? Is it meat, non-meat? And then dairy is like a weird neutral party, kind of like the dinosaur ones are.
I think that the division is gotta be something like more molecular than just like healthy, non-healthy, because you could probably eat things both in healthy and unhealthy ways, right?
Yeah, like cheese.
Right, exactly.
Or like red wine. Yeah, okay.
So
I think it's got to be like meat and vegetables then, or meat and fucking everything else, grains and shit like that.
And then the reason why it's such like a big thing, even though there's probably more grain than meat, is because meat's more fucking dense.
And stronger.
Stronger, yeah.
Yeah, because grain makes what? Pasta.
Corn makes a whiskey.
Grain does not make corn. I am sorry to tell you. Corn's pretty
Rain makes corn.
Yes, rain does make corn. Fucking God. All right, pick your team. Give me a 5-man for your fucking pickup basketball game.
Okay, I think that I need time to think about it.
Okay.
Because I want I want different strengths, right?
Okay.
Like I want
You want some speed, you want some muscle, you want some yeah, I got you. Absolutely.
like I want some fucking spaghetti in there, you know? I feel like
how
it's
does the
really
spaghetti work? Is it an octopus like you said with the bananas? Like it's just sliding around like a clump of spaghetti?
And it's got so many tools. Like it has fucking meatballs. It's got all the noodles. It's got the sauce.
So these food formers then are not individual items. It is the plate.
Like I said, it depends on the creation.
Because I feel like
of it.
spaghetti is a high level food former.
Yeah, that's
which is
why
hilarious
I said it.
because I feel like only the simple foods would be high level food formers because they would have shown up whenever.
Yeah.
But then as time advanced and food got more complex, then the new food formers are spaghetti or more like meals, right?
Okay.
Like, don't be talking shit about the avocado toast food former. You know what I mean?
I can imagine an avocado.
All right,
toast.
my 5v5 pickup game. Potato,
Ooh, that's a good choice.
a corn, like a cob.
But why?
Strength, meat. That's a center right there. Easy. Baby carrot. That's your power forward. I'm going to say I feel like apple still has meat but good mobility.
Very classic.
Classic, yeah. What am I thinking for a shooter? I feel like banana is strong, but it's too tall still. I already got a potato and a corn.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I
Sorry,
want peas.
Several peas or like a pod?
Like a pod, and it can regrow them and like shoot them. The peas.
I see. I don't know. Why am I having such a hard time with the 5th? Cauliflower.
Why?
Because it's not the whole head of cauliflower. It's maybe like a quarter, right? He's got some spring to him.
Okay.
You see?
Okay. Yeah.
There is. So that's my
Uncooked?
5v5 pick. Uncooked. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Here, look, I drew a picture of my pea shooter.
What is that? Have you ever... That's a cursed image right there. It's like a duck. That better go on
like
the
a
Instagram
dolphin
post.
to me.
Yeah, I see that. That better go on the Instagram post. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I'm choosing spaghetti for sure. Also, I would like to ask a question. Can spaghetti form with other spaghetti to be bigger?
I think that it can incorporate only a certain amount of spaghetti, because after that it just becomes... Well, no, because noodles, if you start tying them together and shit, can just form like musculature. So you just form a person out of a spaghetti. I feel like that's OP as shit. But it's also spaghetti, so it's not hard to like take down. But then it just reforms like fucking...
Unless it's like this guy who bends vines in Avatar.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking of, yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't that hard to take down. But
Yeah.
also it was the Avatar that was fighting him.
It was the Avatar. And that was just a naked hobo.
Yeah, no, he was a naked hobo.
Noble hobo.
Okay, based on Scooby-Doo, do you think...
Okay, no, please continue.
Okay, sorry. Based on Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed, the live-action version, can cotton candy form together to make a cotton candy monster?
What is this macro level shit? You're like, what if it was just 20 feet tall?
Well, the cars get to be big.
Because they're vehicles, not spaghetti. Fucking...
But based on Scooby-Doo...
I'm just picturing the flying spaghetti monster, but like sliding across a table. You know what I mean? Like just a little flumph looking motherfucker. Yeah, exactly.
Like when an octopus walks on land.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking it cannot get to be that big.
The cotton candy or the spaghetti?
Either.
Why?
Because think about how big a regular cotton candy is.
It's pretty big.
It's pretty fucking big.
Oh, actually, you know what? This doesn't even matter because I just realized I don't want cotton candy on my team.
Yeah, because all it takes is water. Yeah.
Yeah, just like the Wicked Witch.
So, like, even like baby carrot has a solid chance versus...
Right, because the only way to destroy it is breaking it.
Like, you talking about the spaghetti or the cotton candy?
The baby carrot.
Oh, yeah, baby carrot's strong.
Also, you probably... is it immune to fire? I feel like it is. Because, they're kind of moist and, pretty... it would be hard to burn. So he could, jump through flame.
Food former baby carrot has fire immunity. This is the dumbest. You know what? No, we've had a lot of dumb conversations on this podcast because that's kind of the point. But holy shit, is this fucking dumb. I love it, but it's fucking dumb.
So funny.
But by that metric... all of the other vegetables also have fire resistance.
I think...
You can boil corn. You can roast corn and the inside is still fine. It's just a little blackened on the outside.
I think...
Cook a potato. That shit takes a while.
I was going to say that your potato is probably most likely to catch on fire because, you ever feel potato skin?
Yeah. It's kind of crinkly.
It feels like it could catch on fire.
But then it's just the skin.
Yeah, but then it's more vulnerable afterwards because it's soft.
That is true.
So there's
You
that.
ever bitten into a raw potato?
Yeah. I went to one of the high schools in our area in middle school because they were trying to get us to go there for the special program.
Yeah.
And one of the classes was a psychology class that was advanced. And
they said, bite this raw potato, you fucking brainlet.
No, they blindfolded me and were like, do you have any food allergies? And I was like, no. And so they gave me this thing. So I didn't touch it at all.
Yeah.
I just bit into it. And I was like, this is so weird. What is it? It's like an apple. It tastes like an apple, but it doesn't have the flavor, but it's the texture. And
yeah.
I couldn't figure out what it was. Turns out they fucking fed me raw potato.
Can't you get a horrible disease from eating raw potatoes?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
I don't know.
I think you get like not cholera, but like fucking some bad shit.
I don't know. I was probably 12. They were probably like
14,
15.
Yeah.
Like it's.
They're like, yo, watch this middle schooler fucking mac this potato.
Yeah, she'll never fucking get what she's eating right now.
That's a bad one.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm having a hard time thinking of.
So you have a pea pod.
I have my pea pod, and I'm sticking with spaghetti because even though spaghetti's vulnerable, it's like one of those things that hits hard before it gets taken out. You know what I mean?
You think so?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Is it what is the weapon function of spaghetti?
What's that?
Like
catapult?
No, but how does does it just suffocate? Like, does the spaghetti grab the baby carrot and like?
That's the thing is, it's got a lot of moves. It can shoot the meatballs. It can like spray you with sauce in the face. It can.
So does that mean like corn
you.
can shoot the individual kernels as well?
I mean, I guess I think that's more a part of its body than a meatball is. It's because it's attached.
But
he has to like.
See, that's where this bullshit comes in of spaghetti being OP, right?
Yeah. You just had to choose something better, Nick.
Fine, fuck you. I'm trading the fucking corn for fettuccine.
Sick.
Absolutely.
Sick. That's slippery.
Fettuccine for sure beats spaghetti.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think everything I'm thinking of is soft, and I don't know why. Like
because a lot of foods are relatively soft.
Or meat loaf. Sorry.
Why don't you just do like a sausage? Like a fatty bratwurst.
Yeah.
That's a center.
That's a good. I'm taking it. You can't have
That's fine. You can have the salami.
I want deer salami.
That's thick.
Yeah.
That's specifically thick and
yeah.
large.
Yeah, it's got a good chance. Fucking just.
What's the fucking giant guy that's like 7-something in the NBA? Is that Takama Makimbo or am I crazy?
I don't know his name, but I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so deer salami is the fucking giant center. So, but watch this deer salami try and get my baby carrot. No chance.
Yeah, he is.
No cap.
It's the same general idea as a baby carrot, but softer and bigger, so the mobility isn't there. So I need something quick because I think spaghetti can be quick, but not like baby carrot. Yeah.
Because honestly, even Apple could fucking juke deer salami.
As long as they were on a hill, roll that bitch. I want a Chef Boyardee ravioli.
The can or one Chef Boyardee ravioli? Because you don't get the whole can.
What?
This bullshit that you're pulling of I take container full of things.
It is canon in the Chef Boyardee universe that the cans... The cans have minds of their own. They can follow you home. Okay.
But is that a result of the inside the raviolis all being sapient and wanting to be consumed individually? Because the group of raviolis is not a singular being.
Yes, so basically it's having all of those little raviolis alive in there. And it's like a vehicle for them. The can is. It's like a bunch of people in a submarine. They got peepholes to look out so they know what's going on.
That's fine. No, because then you lose the sauce. You can have the can of Chef Boyardee because that thing's got terrible mobility. It's effectively a tank because it goes real quick one way, but then it's got to turn. Tell me how your ravioli turns.
I'm gonna throw the can at you.
See, now this is just human on human violence. Fuck the Food Wars shit.
Hey, what was Shia LaBeouf's role in Transformers anyway?
To scream. His entire role was to scream. Sam Witwicky.
What?
His name was Sam Witwicky.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch some of those Shia LaBeouf Transformer movies just so I can watch Shia LaBeouf scream. That's all I want.
It's all anyone wants these days.
That's true.
That's true.
And then watch Scorpion Tank just blow up a bunch of what I think are Marines? I don't know. Dumb action movie is dumb.
Yeah. Big dumb action movie is big dumb.
What do you think you would choose to be as a food, whether it is your spirit food or what you believe you would want to be?
Broccoli.
Real? Is that your spirit food, or do you think you want to be broccoli?
A little this, a little that.
Why broccoli?
It's bouncy. People don't want to eat me because I'm raw. Because
Oh, raw.
I'm raw. I like raw broccoli.
You're a freak.
But my friends don't like it.
Oh, you're talking when it's in like a veggie tray.
Yeah.
It's not great.
I eat that shit.
No.
Everyone's like, bleh. So.
I mean, obviously, if you drown it in ranch, it's all right. But besides that,
I feel like my mobility is pretty okay. You know, because you just like bend the stalks down and you got arms and legs.
I'm thinking like stealth capabilities. Like if you're trying to run through someone's kitchen as a broccoli, you're like, why the fuck is this broccoli just on my counter? You know. Whereas if it's a banana or an apple or an orange or something like that, they're like, this is how this works. Like we just have these in the fruit
But I also
bowl.
have sick hair as a broccoli.
You do have sick broccoli hair. That's true.
Also, I just wouldn't get caught, so.
I think banana is a strong choice because you have the peel. That's a reasonable armor.
Do you get bruised? Can you get bruised?
Yeah. But I mean, that's anything.
Do you heal?
I think so. Because food formers are alive and so have the ability to heal.
Cool.
You know?
Yeah. See, that's why I think the pea thing would work out with like regenerating peas.
But I think it takes a while to like you can't just shoot a pea and it's like and then you're back up to full pea count.
Why?
Because
I'm an alien. I'm an alien.
I hate that. That is still so cursed. It's like it's a duck, but from another
Also, I
plane
was
of
trying
existence.
to like make it have 3 fingers, but I just drew an arrow as
You just drew an arrow as its whole hand.
and I don't. It just did. That's
All right.
it. Period.
If there was the Megatron, because we're doing meats and everything else, right? So dairy falls somewhere in the middle. Who is the Megatron? Chief bad guy.
Okay.
Who is the Optimus Prime? Chief good guy. Because I think the Optimus Prime is going to be like because what is the de facto vegetable, right? Like I feel like it's going to be like a head of lettuce.
Yeah.
You know?
And that takes a lot to destroy.
Right, because you got to keep tearing at it because there's so much of it.
you have to keep going.
Right.
So I think that's a good option for the best good or the big good guy, the main good guy.
Yes.
And main bad guy could be like a rack of uncooked ribs. That's in my mind. That's what it is.
Just a whole rack. Why
Yeah.
uncooked specifically?
Because if it's cooked, fall off the bone.
That's true.
So it's all got to be together still.
Yeah.
And it's like fucking chucking pieces of rib at you. It's
Yeah,
got
just bones,
basically
so it's
spikes.
Tearing through shit.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
Thank you.
That is a really good call. And then the second in command is one of those Walmart rotisserie chickens. Because that shit is for sure evil.
It walks like Chicken Brent for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just swallowing an entire fucking corn on the cob.
Yeah, no question.
No question. Fuck. Who's the second in command on the healthy? Where does the dairy fall? So is the dairy kind of like the dinosaur Transformers, right? Where they're like this weird neutral and they kind of have to be swaying.
I feel like yes, because especially with a lot of dairy things being low mobility, that they can't be a key player anyway. Like, how the fuck is yogurt gonna move, you know?
Dairy being described as low mobility is one of my favorite things. Cheese.
Yeah, but cheese...
Block.
So cheese can move well.
Can it?
Easy to take down.
Because you're thinking like string cheese? Because like block of cheese cannot move well.
Rolling cheese. A big wheel.
Cheese wheel. That's
Cheese
true.
wheel.
That's a threat.
That's a threat.
That's a
but
threat.
also easier to take down than a potato.
Another dairy. We haven't talked about liquids at all. How do liquids play into this?
It's not food, Nick.
Oh, because it's food and drink. Okay, that's fine. That's reasonable.
Things like Jello, though, it's like...
What are you?
Yeah, who are you?
What is that?
Yeah, but it's gelatin, which, you know,
It's
horse hooves.
Yeah.
So is it a bad guy? Meat. Jello is meat.
Jello is meat. Confirmed. Yeah, true. That fucking wheel of cheese. I mean, how do you stop that thing? Because Rack of Ribs doesn't have a problem with it.
I think you can just take it slamming into you, like as a person.
Well, yeah.
And then
I don't know. There's some big fucking wheels of cheese.
That's true.
Like Andrew Jackson.
Yeah, his wheel of cheese.
That's a fucking wheel of cheese.
That's a fucking wheel of cheese.
Like that's a Death Star.
Also, what if it's stinky cheese? I know some people like that, but it comes up to
Depends on the stinky cheese. Because there's like the stinky cheese where it's like kind of raw, but you're like, no, that's good though. Like I see where that's still food. And then there's the stinky cheese where it's like, this is fungus. This is just a giant fungus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
Giant fungus.
Among Us.
Mushroom?
Mushroom is the good guy that betrays the good guys to go to the bad side.
Call him Benedict Arnold.
Call this mushroom Benedict Arnold. This Portobello-looking motherfucker.
Portobello-looking motherfucker. So,
because mushrooms
when
are
does
really
it
just
become
meat.
Food? Because
I asked you this earlier.
No.
Yeah, I did.
So, because I'm thinking apple, it's on a tree. If the apple's alive, is like the tree alive?
No, because I think the tree is like the growing pods.
It's the uterus.
Well, yeah. Technically, the fruit is the uterus, but whatever. But the tree is like the life support system that is growing all the new food formers, and then upon ripening and separation, it is
they
now
wake up. They're born.
Exactly.
Okay.
Can you imagine a clump of potatoes rising out of the fucking earth like small zombies, ready to do good?
So that makes me think then that a roasted pig whole, can come alive.
Yes.
And holy shit.
Yeah, definitely the meats have a lot more going for them because the bad guys got to be more powerful anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because what is the strongest? Because you could do like in celery. There's some good structure in celery, but it snaps and then it's kind of over. What's big? Like a durian. There you go.
Ew,
That's
yes.
a fucking problem.
That is a problem. Good
giant spiky
call.
motherfucker that stank.
That fucking just stank. Shit.
Durian. That's a big one.
The melons
Pineapple.
are the biggest.
Yeah,
for
true.
Sure.
All of these melon boys.
Mm-hmm.
Watermelon, pineapple, pumpkin. Those
pumpkin.
Those are your
squash.
heavy hitters.
Oh shit, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Good thoughts. Oh, the durian. Durian versus meat.
Yeah.
Period.
Durian versus meat. But end of sentence. Fuck you.
Tenderize that meat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
How do you defeat the rib monster? Is it just pulling the individual ribs apart?
Fire. Baby carrot immune to fire? Ribs not immune to fire.
So, are you telling me baby carrot is the equivalent of like Bumblebee?
Yes!
I want so much food now. All you've done is make me hungry. All I've eaten today is like 6 pieces of salami.
Just think about the durian then. Does that make you less hungry?
I want to chew
How
on the
big is a
outside of it.
jackfruit? Jackfruits are
I
big.
feel like coconut size, but like the
Coconut.
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 That's
Coconuts are virtually indestructible.
Yeah, true. Because what
ever-
meat? Bone.
Yeah,
You
bone.
have to, and it's got to be the ribs or the pig.
Yeah. You ever try and open a coconut without any tools?
Yeah,
Like a caveman?
we've been there. We've done that together.
We did it together?
Yeah,
I don't have that memory.
we were wildly unsuccessful.
in 2009?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah. We were unsuccessful.
We were, because fuck that
Mom
shit.
had to use a big knife.
That's when we were watching Moana and Dad was talking shit about them trying to open the coconut with the spike. I'm like, you don't understand.
No, I mean, if you ever try to open a coconut with nothing but like your surroundings, like
Yeah.
a rock, we were chucking it at shit, does not open.
Does not open.
Or it opens and then there's another hard thing you have to get through.
True.
And it's like, well, what's the fucking
Well, there's
point?
the coconut is the whole thing, and then the
Right.
seed is the brown
It's
part.
the brown part, yeah. That's dangerous.
That's dangerous.
How many people have died by
Many.
coconut landing on their head?
Several.
So many.
Pouring out for all the fallen boys
Yeah.
to the coconut goblins. All right. I think that just about wraps it up, huh?
I think so too.
Unless you have any closing thoughts.
No, I don't have any thoughts.
That's reasonable. I try not to have thoughts either. It's the only way to survive the nightmare rectangles that we carry in our pockets.
Yep.
So, or here, do you want to close us out since you're technically hosting?
So, thanks.
Bye. Just turn it off.
If you have any thoughts about food formers, your team, your big five.
Who's your 5v5 pickup basketball food former crew?
Who is the bad guys? Who's the good guys? What do you think? What did we do wrong? What did we do right?
What is the threat to humanity from food formers?
Let us know. Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, all under Hypothetical Siblings. Just look that shit up. YouTube. Email us at hypotheticalsiblings@gmail.com.
That's HYPOTHETICAL siblings SIBLINGS @gmail.com.
Thank you so much and have a good week.
Why are you always singing at the end? Thank you so much. Have a good week.